All right, welcome back in, you guys, to another One Piece video. So, spoilers this week have been a little bit wonky. I equate that to the magazine break week we had last week. So yeah, Monday we got our spoilers, and Tuesday we got the full raw chapter, and here we are today with multiple translations floating around the interwebs. Personally, I have not looked at any of the dialogue yet, minus the brief spoilers. I've seen the images, but I've not seen any translations as of recording this video. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of fill the gap of the full spoiler video and just go through the dialogue together. As I'm recording this video, TCB does not have their translations up as of right now. So because that is the case, we instead are going to hop over to one of my favorite accounts over on Twitter, and that account being The Will of Marco. So I've been following this guy for, I'd say, about 2 years now, and this guy has been providing excellent translations alongside TCB. This guy has been translating SBSs. He is just an absolute wealth of knowledge, and I would highly recommend that you guys follow him. Of course, if you like spoiler content, he does, dip his toes in that every now and then. So yes, we are going to be checking out this guy's account because he did go through and translate the chapter pretty much word for word, and I just think that's awesome. So major shoutouts to him. But yes, getting right into it, we got page 1, the cover page. Yes, that is right. We're continuing Yamato's journey. We have volume 39. To protect the town, he fought against Kaido, but he died without even leaving a corpse. Damn, what did Kaido do to this guy? Okay, so this is interesting. We did not get this in the brief spoilers. The guy didn't leave a corpse behind. I wonder if that's because Kaido blasted this guy to bits, or if that's simply because Moria stole the corpse. Because Moria did come to Wano, and he stole a lot of corpses. That's how he got Ryuma. Maybe this guy was in the same boat. And if that is the case, then I do think the Jigoro theory is looking pretty solid. So now, page 2, beginning note. The Rocks Pirates are formed. Box, International Charity Union Temple, the Fat Colony. Yahoo! Ochaku, or Wang Zi, says, we got it all, let's get out of here. The head monk says, please wait. The money are for the sake of the less fortunate children. Linlin says, a liar. I can't read because of the watermark, fair enough. Denden Mushi, Kaido or Newgate, bring down the last lift. We're still down here. Ochaku says, so noisy. Hey, Shiki. Shiki says, that is right, I've forgotten about them. Shiki throws the bomb underground. Kaido and Newgate are below. Shiki says, bye, the bomb explodes. And he says, more loot for us. Okay, so this right here is what the brief spoilers talked about. The Rocks Pirates do not get along, and they're constantly trying to sabotage each other, right? Shiki's trying to kill Kaido and Whitebeard. Of course, we know they both survive, so it's a pointless bomb. And he says, yeah, more loot for us. Ochaku says, fools. And the head monk says, damn, these bastards completely know our ruse. The troops still haven't arrived yet. Monk says they're close. Then don't let them escape. Head monk, lock down the temple. Stussy says, oh, iron bars. Linlin, so they plan to lock us in, huh? We'll just destroy it. Out of the way, bucking, huh? And he says, I forgot to add the line. I finally saw what Big Mom said. Liar, you aren't donating anything. That's why it's all piled up here, referring to the money, which the corrupt head monk said was for the less fortunate children. Okay, so we're stealing from a shady organization more so than an orphanage, right? So now, page 4 and 5, Newgate uses Shima Yurashi, the technique he used at Marineford. Yes, so, Whitebeard. He already has his devil fruit. He has the Gura no Mi, which is massive, right? This is a big reveal. Because a very popular theory was that Whitebeard got his devil fruit from God Valley. Turns out that is not the case. He already had it. And I don't know if they'll say it later, but Shiki also has his devil fruit here as well. He also has the Float no Mi, which is massive because this would mark the first time that we've seen Shiki use the Float no Mi in the canon story. So yes, that is big already. And this kind of ties back to an SBS that Oda dropped, I think, 2 or 3 volumes ago, where he said that because Shiki has the Float no Mi in the movie, he feels compelled to give Shiki the Float no Mi in the current story as well, right? Oda was pretty conflicted because the Float no Mi is pretty powerful current day, So yeah, it looks like he did end up giving Shakky that devil fruit nonetheless. So people are saying, wah, the land subsidence. No, this is an earthquake. This is his doing. Linlin says, New Gate. People are screaming, the temple. Kaido, New Gate, and Kyo come out of the wreckage. Kaido says, I'm jealous. I want it too. Oh, you mean a devil fruit ability? You better pick one carefully because it'll be in your body for your life. That's interesting. Kaido was the man who told Luffy back in Wano that Haki is everything. You know, you've just gotta master your Haki, Luffy. Haki surpasses all. And here we have young Kaido saying, hey, I want a devil fruit too. I love that. Kaido says, you're right. Kyo, hey, who the hell screwed us up? Ojuku points up. Shakky is floating. I guess the Fuofo no Mi, float, is now confirmed to be canon. Kyo says, so it was you, Shakky. Shakky says, oh, Kyo, so you were alive. I was so worried. I really love the dialogue here, and it's pretty funny considering the fact that these guys are actually rivals. So we know that Shakky does not care about Kyo at all. Rock says, what the hell are you guys fooling around for? Everyone, hurry up. Kyo and Shakky are fighting, and Kyo says, I'm gonna kill you. Rock says, the treasure better be safe. Ganzui, the smuggler, says, of course. And Captain John is there as well, and he says, hey, Rocks, look around at the sea. And of course, this is Whitebeard using his attack from earlier, right? This is the Shima Yarashi. So now, on to page 6. Captain John says, it's the Marines, we're completely surrounded. Rock says, Vohaha, how troublesome. Hey, lads, this is not the time for petty fights. Prepare to set sail. Hurry up, it's the Marines. Newgate says, that was fast. Did the info get leaked? Rock says, oh wait, we're not setting sail. Prepare to attack. Sink 'em and plunder 'em. Okay. That's interesting. The idea of a mole, right? I feel like lines like this usually are not throwaway. So because Whitebeard is saying this, I wouldn't be shocked if this was true. If there really was a member of the Rock's Pirates that was actively working against them. I don't know who it would be. You know, I don't think it's Whitebeard. I don't think it's Shakky. I feel like it would be one of the newer characters, right? Like your Wang Jis, your Ganzuris, your Don Marlones. I could see that being the case. You know, go back to Doflamingo's crew. Corazon was constantly leaking information to Sengoku and Suru. So yeah, it's not insane to think that there's actually a mole here. Also, when you consider the fact that all of these pirates in Rox's crew were taken forcefully via Davy back fights. So I'm sure that a lot of these guys are not happy to be here, all right? Their pride is keeping them here, but they're not super thrilled about it, I bet. So now, page 7, narrator. In the mere span of 2 years after the Rock's Pirates were formed, they committed 16 assault incidents, sank 76 ships, burned 14 ports, destroyed 5 towns, toppled 1 country, violated 3 special cases under Article 18 of the World Law. Wait, what is that? Wait, violated 3 special cases under Article 18 of the World Law. Do we even know what that is? I feel like they just made this up to hype them up even higher. And they had 25 cases of erased criminal records. Okay, so 25 cases of, ooh, that's so heinous, we just gotta pretend like it didn't happen. Although, this was the same sea where the future Pirate King Gol D. Roger sailed. It can be said that the few years where they made their waves is called the Era of Rocks. Bro, how did they erase this guy's name from history? How is that possible? Look at this. Look at this record. How do you erase this guy? It's genuinely impossible. I don't know, man. And this wasn't even that long ago, right? We're still just 40 years in the past. Surely your dad or grandpa is like, hey, kids, let me tell you about rocks. You know, let me tell you about the most heinous guy on the seas. Damn. So, page 8. Box. New World. Inishi. Oh, that's a new island. WG Agent. What's the meaning of this? Leave at once, Harald. Oh, this is where Harald frees the slaves, I believe. Unaffiliated countries are considered lawless zones by us. People living in such countries have no human rights. Harald says that shouldn't be the case. The WG is not the, quote, rule of the world. Please release those people. When Elbaf was ravaged by famine, they were a friendly nation who helped us free of charge. We owe them our lives. Citizens say, King Harald, please save us. Harald says, now is the time I repay my debt. That's why I won't move from this spot. The WG agent says, hey, Harald, Elbaf is still only considered a candidate for an affiliated nation status. Helping us out would be one thing, but if you protect an unaffiliated nation, your own affiliation candidacy will only slip further out of reach. Ooh. That's tough. We know that Harald does save them via brief spoilers, but that is tough. You know, Harald is having to repay this debt by actively severing his ties to the world government, which of course, we know the world government, they're really corrupted, but still, Harald wants what's best for his kingdom. But of course, repaying a debt takes priority, right? WG agent says, we're telling you to leave at once, Harald. The agent shoots one of the citizens. Okay, they're cooked. These bastards are not humans at all. Harald jumps to the WG ship where the captured citizens are being held. Harald, the king of Elbaf, shows his true nature. Feigning friendship with the world government, he sank an innocent warship. No, dude, the propaganda's going hard. Yeah, okay. We see this all the time with Luffy, right? Go back to Egghead Island, they're like, yeah, you know, Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, he's about to kill Vegapunk. He's got him hostage. Yeah, dude. Big news Morgan's brother. This guy. World Economy newspaper still spreading lies, even in the old era. Shake my head. I love the small commentary from Willamarka, by the way. Redon does this every now and then, too. Whenever he drops his full spoilers, but I do like the little lines like this. Just them adding input in. Box, Elbaf, Ida's bar. Rocks, Vohahaha, I told you. That's just how the government is. Let's drink at the castle, Harald. Huh. Don't be foolish. There's no way I would allow someone with a reputation as infamous as yours into our country. Okay. I was gonna say, like, why aren't they drinking at the castle? They did that last time. But of course, now, Rocks is more than just a common criminal. He's like a mass murderer, right? I feel like mass murder is too much of a charge, but he is a true pirate. I guess that's a better way to say it. Rock says, why don't you and the whole country become my Nakama? Damn, they want to put the flag up here. Harald, just give in already. I can't stand it anymore. You bowing your head to the government like that. Page 10. Harald, one day, Elbaf will surely join the world government. Man, he's working hard. He's working so hard, and we know it doesn't happen. Rocks, what kind of culture considers shaving your head an act of conveying sincerity? Vohahaha. Wait, is that why Harald is bald? I mean, monks do this all the time, right? They shave their head, not necessarily because of sincerity, but they shave their heads to show that they have no real need for vanity. That's crazy. I thought Harald just balded, but he shaved his head off on purpose. Harald has a shaved head now, just like in the portrait we saw of him in Orist Castle, but with his horn still. Harald, Garp also laughed at me. Oh! Harald and Garp having a connection. I love to see it. Rocks, Garp, huh? That guy hates his higher-ups. He should just become a pirate already. Harald says, in every organization, there are trash. But the Marines are an admirable military force that helps people every day. Ooh, Harald spitting. Okay, I like this. See, whenever somebody says, Sai, why do you like the Marines? This is what I say right here. Yes, they work for Celestial Dragons, but in the grand scheme of things, it is the best way to keep the peace, right? I feel like they do more good than harm for the most part. Or at least they break even, right? They at least break even. Because we follow the Straw Hat Pirates, we just have this notion that most pirates are good, right? We see Luffy, we see Whitebeard, we see Shanks, and we're like, oh, they're great. Love these guys. But in reality, you have your Bellamy's, pre-time skip, you have your Doflamingos, your Crocodiles, just throw out any pirate group out there. Even Cross Guild, right? I would consider them bad too. You know, Marines, yes, there are a lot of bad apples there. Like Harald says, there are trash, but a lot of them do just want to help people. From Elbaf, we're going to start with John Giant. Many more will become Marine soldiers. If only we could send more of our warriors whose strengths are just wasting away. They could surely be of great help to the people. Dude, Harald's such a good guy. Yeah, Harald is a great king, guys. Harald's a great king confirmed, right? We've known that from the start, but is being solidified here. Rock says, now that is scary. Hey, can you convince him for me, Ida? Dude, I love this, right? The dad said no, let's turn to the mom. Hey, Ida, please talk some sense into your dude. Ida says, yeah, if Harald is my child, I would say this to him. Choose your friends wisely. Okay. Not even Ida's agreeing with this. Like, hey, Rox might be a bad influence. I don't think Rox is a great guy. And Rox says, hey, do not screw with me. Page 11. Box. Marine HQ. Yeah, look at this. Garp, Sengoku, and Syvduck. And Kong! You know, people forget that Kong is a character, but here he is. Kong says, just by rolling over in their sleep, they can crush nearby humans to death. If you make them mad, your life would be in grave danger. Do you really think those guys can coexist with humans? Or so I've been told. Garp says, don't give me that crap. Just put them in a separate squad and all will be well. That is smart. And that is what they do as well, right? Because going to Marineford, whenever they sent the Giants in to fight Whitebeard, they sent all of them in at the same time, right? So it looks like they do take Garp's advice. Box. Marine Vice Admiral Garp, Luffy's grandfather. Oh, wait. Garp is Luffy's grandpa? Wow, what the heck? I love how they add this in. They added this in last chapter, and they're doing it again this chapter. Like, hey, in case you guys forget, this is Garp, Luffy's granddad. Sengoku. Harald is a sincere man. Oh, Sengoku also met King Harald. That's cool. He's trying to change the history of Elbaf. Marine Vice Admiral Sengoku, future Fleet Admiral. Otsuru. Rumor has it, he's being invited by Rox to join him. If that ever happens, I'm not sure the Marines would be able to stop them. Box. Marine VA Otsuru, future Great Staff Officer. This sounds so made up. I like Syvduck as much as the next guy. Hear me out. But I feel like her title sounds fake, right? Even when we got her title at Marineford, like, oh, head strategist of the Marines. It's like, okay, she's not really doing much, right? I feel like the plan came from Sengoku and Akainu. Syvduck was just there, right? Syvduck was just watching. So hopefully we see Syvduck do some like 4D chess moves in the coming future to really show off that she is a strategist. Kong, I get it, but geez, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. They're historically known for their violent nature. Box. Marine Admiral. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We know he becomes Fleet Admiral. Yeah, here it is. Future Commander-in-Chief. But him being an Admiral, that's awesome. I really wish we could see him fight one day. See, this is one of the things in One Piece I'm not sure if we'll actually get. Like, you guys, right now, I would love to hear your opinions. But by the end of the series, do you think that we will ever see Kong go full out? I'm not talking about, oh, you know, Kong's throwing a punch and that's it. No, no, no. Will we ever see Kong really fight? You know what I mean, right? You know exactly what I mean when I say that. Garp, I want those qualities in our ranks, Kong-san. Just make Elbaf an affiliated nation already. Kong says, if that were for me to decide, I wouldn't be having such a hard time right now. Okay. So it looks like everybody here wants the Giants on their side, which makes sense, right? They are really strong soldiers. If you see a giant Marine, I doubt you'd want to commit crime. It is as simple as that. But it looks like the WG does not want that. Now, page 12. 42 years ago, Hachinosu. Pirates, hey, there's news. This is big news indeed. Pirates. The Kuja pirates, Shakuyaku, has quit being the captain. Oh! Okay. So the fact that Shakky was the captain means that they lost Gloriosa to the Rocks pirates already. Okay. Pirates say what? So that means the possibility of encountering her at sea has just dropped to 0? This is a disaster. I sailed the seas dreaming of being attacked by the Kuja pirates with Shakky on board, bro. This guy just admitted to wanting to be stepped on, essentially. In public. You know, this is one of those pieces of information you keep to yourself. I have my fantasies. I wish a goth would bend me over and step on me. But I don't say that out loud. I only say it in YouTube videos. So, the next pirate says, you've said it. Now our springtime of youth is, okay, is this Guy? Is this Might Guy I see here? And now we have the pirates yelling out Shakky-chan. Okay. They're acting like their mom just died. Like, Shakky, no! I'll never see her again. Page 13. Gloriosa, I wonder what Shakky is planning. Linlin says maybe she quit to chase after a man, just like you did. Wait, what? Did Gloriosa quit? Huh. I was under the assumption that Gloriosa lost the Davy back and she ended up in the Rock's crew. Wait, so she willingly quit the Kuja Pirates to chase after Roger? Why not just join Roger's crew? Funny enough, this could add fuel to the flame of the whole Boa Hancock joining Cross Guild theory, right? Because Boa Hancock, a former warlord, and then you have Buggy who's gathering former warlords in his group. Like, maybe Boa does join because she wants to chase after Luffy, and Cross Guild is just the best group to hang out with. That is so odd. She quit to chase after Roger, so she joined the Rock's part. That sounds so roundabout, doesn't it? Like, did Roger turn her down? Like, hey, Roger, Gloriosa wants to join. And Roger's like, no, she can't join. I don't like her like that. Is that really the case? Huh. I need to see other translations, but then again, like I said, I really trust the Willa Marcos translation, so I'd like to assume that this is just true. So, in the end, the Island of Women is getting defeated by a love question mark. Lunlin is funny. I love Prime Big Bomb, man. Gloriosa says, someone like you, who pops out kids like popcorn, could never possibly understand the suffering of love. What? Popping out kids like popcorn? She's not wrong, but damn. Wow, the shade to Big Mom with that one. Although, her being afflicted with lovesickness is unthinkable. If she's chasing after Roger, I will not forgive her. Stussy says, everyone's going on about Shakky this and Shakky that. But you only have eyes for me, right? Newgate? Oh, no. No. Newgate says, I have never once fallen in love with you. Oh, that hurts. That, dude. We know, off of the brief spoilers again, that Newgate does have hard eyes for Shakky. So hearing this line, man, that's painful. Stussy, what did you say? This is me, the very popular Miss Bucking. Whitebeard says, then I see no problem here, my god. Stussy, no, I only want you. Pirates say, big news, big news. What's the matter? The Kuja pirate ship, it's at the coast. What? I love this image, by the way, because of the diss to Big Mom. Now, page 14, narrator. It can be counted as one of the biggest incidents on Pirate Island. Of all things, the beautiful idol, who captivated the whole world, descended into the den of bloodthirsty beasts, so naturally, it caused an uproar. Note, idol is written in kanji as Takene no Hana, meaning prize beyond reach, woman who is out of one's league. The Kuja pirates say, take care, Captain. Pirates, a goddess has just descended. I can finally die now. Shakky says, thank you. Tritoma, here is fine. Tritoma says, yes, ma'am. Shakky says, so this is Pirate Island. Why? Why have you arrived at this filthy island? You shouldn't step further inland. I love this. The boys are looking out for her. Like, hey, Shakky, please. There's only men here. The horny, thirsty men. Please don't come here. I just can't. With her radiance and the tears in my eyes, I can't see anything. Pirates say, so pretty, beautiful, gorgeous. Could it be you came to join the Rocks Pirates? Just like Gloriosa-sama. She says, nope, I want to live here for a bit. And they all say, what? Yeah, man, I wonder why here. Is it because business would be booming for a bar? Or does she just want to stay close to Gloriosa? I'm not too sure. This is another weird one, because we know that she likes Rayleigh. So why not join the Roger Pirates? They would accept Shakky in a heartbeat. So I don't get their plan. You know, maybe it's one of those things where they don't want to be too close to the men they love, so they want to, like, put that distance in between them. Maybe that's it. I just have no clue. The women of Amazon Lily, man, they're just an enigma. Page 15. Shakky says, I'm a pirate too, you know. Even if I turn over a new leaf, the Marines will still hunt me down. I want to hide myself here, so you guys, won't you protect me? Okay, there we go. The pirates say we'll protect you. Shakky says, it stinks a bit here. We'll clean it for you. I want to set up a shop. We'll build one for you right away. We'll even plant flowers for you. Rock says, hey, what the hell's going on here? You guys gathering and making a racket. Pirates, it's the Rock's Pirates, fellas. This is bad. Please don't get mad at us, Rock-san. We did this of our own free will. The pirates say, we beg you. Please leave her be on this island, and we know what's happening next. Here we have it. The final pages. Narrator. This is the infamous 1-month waiting queue of Shakky's ripoff bar, a place spoken of in Tales at Pirate Island Hachinosu. What the hell is this? Shakky says, oh, I'm so glad. My first customer. I bet you all want a drink, yes? Rocks, Newgate, Kyo, Marlon, Shiki, John, all with the Sanji reactions. There's an angel in here. Okay. We took all the guys from the Rocks crew and we essentially brought them here. Who's missing? I'm assuming only Wang Ji and Gonzui are missing. And Barbell for the guys, right? Those are the only guys who are not here and not currently goonin'. Narrator says, the peony. Note, the Japanese term for peony is shakuyaku, blooming in the dry wasteland, instantly blessed the entire island. She would eventually become the treasure that the pirates of this island could never afford to lose. Without treasure, there's nothing to steal, bro. Yeah, they go to war for Shakky. These guys legit go to war for Shakky, which, I pulled up the chapter just to make sure. But when we got the Kuma flashback with God Valley, Garp did say verbatim, what did you guys expect? If you took their treasure, of course they're gonna come back to get it. People like to argue whether or not they went there for the devil fruits or Shakky. It can be both. It can be both. But from Garp and Kong's perspective, they went there for Shakky. Shakky says, I can't seem to open this. Captain John says, let me help you, bro. This guy. Rock says, this bar smells amazing. And now we cut over to Marie Joie. Sorry. That's just so silly, man. Like, this transition. Rocks and everybody helping Shakky open a bar all the way to Marie Joie, the Room of Authority. Marcus Mara says, well then, tell this to Harald. Once you, warriors of Elbaf, fulfill these conditions, we guarantee your membership to the world government. Kill Rocks, bro. That is tough. That is so tough. I mean, the thing is, right, Harald knows, even Ida knows, that Rocks is a criminal. Will King Harald actually try to fight his friend? I just don't know. Like, I could see him doing it, and of course being unsuccessful because Rocks later goes to God Valley, so we know that Harald does not kill him. But still, man, I'm just not ready for this fight. You know, seeing two friends fight, it kind of hurts my heart, man. Like, Luffy, Usopp, Nolan, Kalgara, like, ugh. Yeah, it's for the country, but it's just bittersweet. It's just bittersweet. The ending note. The membership condition given to Harald is ... Okay, so this is one thing I didn't talk about in the brief spoiler video. But I do think it is really interesting that Mars is taking the forefront here in Elbaf. Right? Because it reminds me of Saturn back on Egghead. During Egghead, it was like, okay, like Saturn, he's the main Gorosei here, right? We're spending a lot of time with Saturn. We're learning a little bit about his past. We're learning what he does on the side with his scientific experimentations. So it looks like we might be getting that same treatment for Marcus Mars now. And what's interesting is that Mars, if you guys recall, he is the warrior god or godhead of environment. And of course, Elbaf is a massive tree. It has a crazy environment, so I think it makes sense that he is the guy who takes charge of Elbaf. And now I'm just wondering, how much of Mars will we actually get? Are we going the Saturn route, where throughout this whole flashback, we're going to get a lot of Marcus Mars? Like maybe here, current day in Elbaf, Marcus Mars also shows up? Because I think that would be interesting. You know, because I'm not too sure if we'll have enough time to spend quality one-on-one time with each and every one of the Gorosei, but if Oda does do that, I think that will be a big plus, in my opinion. I would love to just flesh out these guys, and who knows, maybe Marcus Mars comes here to Elbaf, we beat him, and then Imu does the same thing where he simply kills Mars, which I think would be kind of funny. But yeah, overall, great chapter. I love this reveal. I talked about this in the last video, but I do like the fact that God Valley is essentially becoming Enies Lobby, right? The WG stole Shakky, and now here you have it. The Rocks Pirates, the Roger Pirates, they all show up to save her. You know, people don't like the hard eyes thing and the fact that they're kind of simping, gooning over her. But the thing is that erase that from your mind. If you don't like it, erase it and just see this as a rescue arc. It is the Sasuke retrieval mission. They really want Shakky back. And I cannot fault somebody who goes that far for a comrade. That is my take on it. So, with that being said though, guys, again, shout outs to the Will of Marco over here doing God's work. Make sure to give him a follow. He doesn't always do translations, but whenever he does, they're always on point. And he also has trivia on the side. He drops theories, commentary. He is just a great account to follow in general. And now, with that being said though, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I really freaking appreciate it. In the coming few days, we will be doing a comment read-through video. So if you have any theories, any opinions, or anything you want to let off your chest, make sure to drop it in the comment section down below, and we will be revisiting those comments in the next couple of days. But yes, again, that is it for today, y'all. You all have a great rest of your day, brother. And I'll see you next time.